Gotten so bad, you guys. Donald Trump, the president of the United States of America, I want y'all to think about this, is joking about having a threesome with his sons. This is what you guys voted for. And y'all say, oh, Tika, well, you got to vote. No, you don't have to vote. See, I'm finna tell y'all something. They have burnt in y'all brains that, oh, they fought now, they bled so we could vote. No, they bled so you can have a decision if you want to vote or not. they fought so that you could have a decision whether you wanted to go vote. See, let me tell you something. If you say evil versus more evil, guess what I'm going to say? Neither. Because I don't want any part of that evil shit. Straight up. I don't want any part of it. Oh, well, Tiki, you got to go here because this ain't as bad as that. No, it's all bad. It's just different levels of bad. How about we get something good? How about we not accept the foolishness no more? How about we eliminate the two-party system? Democrats. Imagine what would happen, you guys. I want y'all to really think about, so everybody listen to this video. If we eliminated, eradicated the Democratic and the Republican parties, you know what would happen? That instantly destroys all of the bickering and fighting. Instantly. If you eradicated the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, now you ain't got no, oh, it was the Dems' fault. Oh, it was the Republicans' fault. Right? Imagine if you did that and then you just had the best candidates to vote. So now you taking out this gang-like backing on both sides, right? Think about this, because both sides, they bully on the independents. If you're an independent, you could be a Democrat or Republican. They both going to take out that independent. They don't want no smoke with that independent. I'm just being honest with y'all about the things I'm laying out here in front of y'all and telling y'all tonight. Right? And so that's why I say you don't have to accept that. Let me give you a perfect example. You take your husband or your wife, you take your wife to a nice restaurant. Nice restaurant. And you're paying probably about $500 for your dinner. Right? Let's just say you going to a nice restaurant, you pay $500 for the dinner. That shit better be good. It better be exactly what I asked for. No. I don't want something that's less than what we asked for. So are you going to accept? Because see, some of y'all will say, some of y'all will tell them what you want. Yeah, I like my steak medium rare. And they bring your steak out extra well done. And expect you just to eat that. No. I asked medium rare. I want to get my money's worth. What I asked is what I want. Same thing as voting. Your vote should mean something. What you vote for is what you should have asked for. See, think about this. All these politicians lie. They're politicians because they're linked to certain sides. So they have to please their side, right? You can't just say how you feel. You got to please your side. If not, your side going to turn on you. And what they going to do? They're going to give you a DP, right? Straight up. This same thing in politics. They're the biggest gangs. The Democrats and the Republicans are the biggest gangs in the world. These are facts. They're way more powerful than any gangs on the streets in the United States of America. Think about what I just said. Way more powerful. Right? And they in the suits. They in the suits. Now, peep what I'm saying to y'all. I want y'all to think about what I'm saying. So if you voted for Trump, and he said, well, I'm going to be a president of no more wars. And the first thing he do when he get back in office is get right back to war. I want you to think about that. Think about that. Think about that. Just 1 second. Think about that. I really want y'all to think about that real quick. You said you ain't want no more wars. So you heard him say, no more wars, man. It's going to be America first. Next thing you know, we in a war. Oil prices high. Gas prices high. Budget. So you didn't even get what you asked for in your vote. Then they got the nerve to tell you, shut up and dribble. Shut up and take what we give you. No. You ain't got to accept that. You're the one that's voting. Peep what I'm saying now. And then you go back. Right? Right? Barack Obama, what was one of the key things he told everybody? I want y'all to really think about what I'm saying. Because, see, y'all don't be knowing. Y'all don't want to pick my brain. I'm finna get to you raw on this channel, bro. I told y'all this. Remember when Barack Obama told everybody? This is what he said now. If you don't like your health care plan, what did Barack Obama say? When he was running for the president of the United States, he said, hey, if you don't like your health care plan, you can keep your doctor. Right? You can keep your doctor. Right? He repeatedly assured people who voted for him that. Right? And he said that if they were satisfied with their existing coverage, remember he said this during his campaign, y'all, and their physician, they would not be forced to change. Barack Obama said that. However, y'all, guess what happened? Guess what happened, y'all? Not hundreds of thousands, but millions of people received their cancellation notices. Because why, y'all? Their previous plans didn't meet the new, stricter Affordable Care Act regulatory requirements. Remember that? Remember how he just lied? So you said this, and then you did something else. And that affected a lot of people. That affected a lot of people. Oh, yeah. Remember this? Remember? I tried to tell y'all this. Right? So when you think about these things, and I can just go on for each president. I can go on for Biden, Bush, Clinton, whatever y'all want to do. Right? Because I know my history. I know my shit. But this is the type of stuff that's going on, man. But now you have this type of dude in the White House right now that takes it to a whole nother level, right? And to the person in the comment section said, you have to take what you're given. No, that's your problem. That's your problem. Let me tell you something. Your name is Janelle Hollins, 5674. You said you have to take what you're given. That's a damn lie. And I'm going to tell you why. Your mentality, you will never be great in life. If you just take what's given in life, you will never meet the level of greatness you're supposed to reach. In life, you take what you want. Right? What do you mean by that, Ticket? Right? Your drive, your passion, your self-belief. You reach levels that other people thought you couldn't reach through your sheer will and desire. Right? Because let me tell you something. If you take what's given to you and be satisfied with that, you'll always be walking around in a circle. Say it again. And I don't want to make any excuses. See, Mrs. Dumb Money comes here and says, well, the Republicans refuse to allow Obamacare to work. See, once again, that's a blame point. But that's why I said eradicate the two-party system. This is why I said that. This is why you eradicate the two-party system. Because they're a bunch of, all they're going to do is the same thing to each other. All you've had for all these years is a bunch of arguing back and forth. How do you resolve that? Oh, I know how you resolve that. Eliminate both parties. Eliminate both parties. Now, guess what's going to happen? When you eliminate these parties, now, guess what? When you take big money and all these things out of politics like they should, now you're getting down to the actual topics that all the Americans really want and need. It's not going to be, I got to pander and please a certain side. Think about this. This is all it's been with the Democrats and the Republicans. So somebody say, I got to look at this healthcare policy. I don't want to look at that shit. I don't want to look at it. You're never going to convince me on any of these guys. They're all full of it, bro. You're never going to convince me on any of these presidents, ever. I've seen it, man. I've seen enough of this shit. They do the same thing, kick the can down the road, the same shit every time. And don't you know that the other countries, even though some of them are behind us, they're better governed? What do you mean, Ticket? Here's what I mean. In some countries, a citizen can't walk in the hospital and drop dead because they don't have coverage. They have what you call common human decency, morals, and ethics. Right? See, in the United States of America, you can go inside a hospital if you ain't got health insurance. You just scrape your ass up out the floor out there and just go ahead and get your family member, take you out of there. You go to some of these other countries, they'll accept you in those hospitals. Guess what? And let's talk about crime. Don't y'all ever think, well, why can't they ever solve the crime problem? Crime can be solved. Easy. They don't want to solve it. You know why? Because it's not America first. It's everybody else first. They could easily solve the crime problem in America. Take all of our military troops, the thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions that you got overseas, and bring them back and let them patrol the United States of America. Let's get some decency. See, let me tell you something. Do you think that robberies will go down if you had certain people securing all of our shopping areas, stores, schools, right? See, that's what taxpayer money should really be doing. But they don't want y'all to think about that. No, they going to waste trillions and trillions of dollars in areas that don't really benefit helping us. But the other countries, they don't invest in us. We invest in them. Think about what I just said. See, I've always lived by it. You can't help nobody else till you help yourself. Right? How can you help yourself when you've got a guy like this and the guys that they've shoved out to y'all? And it comes a character situation. Right? It comes a character situation. Think about what I'm saying to y'all. They can stop crime by damn near 85 to 90%. Easy. I'm going to prove it to you. Look what happened down in Memphis. Memphis was out of control. It was people getting shot and killed down in Memphis every day. You were seeing multiple bodies down there. Donald Trump sent the National Guard down there, right? And go look at it. Look what happened to the crime down there. I don't even see Memphis pop up on my timeline like I used to. Not on duty. Not on duty. Not on duty. Right? Imagine if you weren't sending all these troops over to all these foreign lands. And you had, one or two of these armed troops patrolling each of our schools with our young ones. Right? See, you go overseas, guess what? You don't see these armed robbery situations all the time overseas. When there's an armed robbery overseas, it's almost like it's a goddamn terrorist attack. Because it's that rare. You know why? Because when you go overseas, guess what, y'all? It's going to be a security guard with a big ass GUN standing in front of every business. Every business. And if you go around there and act up, you're going to find out. You're going to find out. Right? You come in there on cap, you're going to find out. Think about what I'm saying to y'all. Everywhere you go, you would feel more safe. See, you can go certain places, France, some of these other places, you can go outside. You ain't got to worry about all these day-to-day crimes you see in the United States of America. Right? You might have some here and there, but it ain't like you see in the United States of America. Take your ass over there to Asia. Go to South Korea. Go to Thailand. Go to Vietnam, all these other places. You don't even see this type of stuff. Peep what I'm saying to y'all. Peep what I'm saying to y'all now. You don't even see this type of stuff. I want y'all to believe what I'm saying to y'all right now. You see peace. You can walk in the streets and don't have to worry about somebody coming out there trying to rob you for all your shit. You could damn near leave your door unlocked at night and don't worry about nobody coming in there trying to take all your shit. It's a rare occasion. Right? Think about what I just said. Right? Think about what I just said. Right? To the person who said it's not like how I'm describing outside the United States, I'm outside the United States every month. What are you talking about? Tom Jones. I've been around the world, Playboy. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, bro? You want me to give you areas, bro? I can tell you how it is, bro. You can go to Seoul, South Korea, right? It's a melting pot down there. You'll see people from everywhere in Seoul, South Korea. You go down there to any of the clubs in Seoul, South Korea, you're going to have no issues down there with being robbed, anything like that. Right? People minding their own business, got shops and stuff like that. On the streets, they selling shit. You walking down, you're chilling. Go to Vietnam. You ever been to Vietnam? You ain't never going to have an issue at Vietnam. You can take your kids outside. You can leave your kids outside and play all day long in Vietnam, and you ain't never got to worry about them being abducted. You ain't got to worry about no crazy shit going on. You want to go to the other side of the world? Let's talk about the other side of the world. I've been to all the hot spots. Let's talk about Lebanon. I've lived in Beirut, Lebanon. I've lived in Saleh, Lebanon. You want to run your mouth to me, boy? All that stuff y'all see right now with the war and everything like that, it's not like that on a day-to-day basis in Lebanon. I've walked the streets of Lebanon. I've walked the streets of Iran. Never had a problem. 2 o'clock in the morning, empty. All this stuff they tell y'all on the news, stone cold lies. I've been to Jordan. I've been all in the Persian Gulf, Bahrain, UAE, Kuwait. Some of the most beautiful places out there. You ain't never got to worry about nothing. You can walk down the street with all your jewels, or ain't nothing going to happen to you. You want to keep talking, son? Or did you run out the chat room once I started cooking your ass? Because I can keep going. I told you I'm been around the whole world. I keep going now. Argentina. All over Argentina. Never had an issue. Never had an issue. And I'm talking about from the capital all the way to the smaller cities. Right? What about Africa? You ever been to Africa before? Never had an issue in Africa. In the northern part of Africa, southern part of Africa, never had any issues, Playboy. It ain't the same. You said that's why I asked. They don't have rapid murder, but it's definitely violence. Not like this. No. The level of violence from the United States and overseas is drastically different, sir. It's nowhere near the same. What you're talking about makes no sense whatsoever. It's nowhere near the same. It's not even comparable. It's not. Let me tell you something. Memphis got more violence. That one city, Memphis, Tennessee, has more violence than an entire country in Asia. These are facts. Memphis has more violence than these entire countries in the Persian Gulf. Combined. I've been to China. You ever been to China before? You know what they'll do to you in China? They catch you stealing, son. Go out there and try to steal in China. Especially if you Chinese. Boy. See, I'm finna tell you something, son. And y'all don't listen to anything, because somebody who's been all around the world, who constantly travel, this man gonna tell me he don't even know me from a can of paint. Right? And I'm telling y'all this. I don't been to all these places. I don't been to Germany. I don't been to Hungary. Never had any of these issues this guy's talking about. You know what I saw? You know what I saw in those places? Poor people asking for money and help. That's it. That's it. Now, is there some hot spots? Yeah, some hot spots. Yeah, some hot spots. And to the person who said LiAngelo Ball got off light, he got off real light, but he needed an entire force behind him. He was lucky because his entire college was out there. He was lucky because he had a whole infrastructure of famous people talking to him. It's people out there right now that's from the United States that's still locked up in China for crimes. And you'll never hear about them. Right? Think about what I'm saying to y'all. Bro, you go to Dubai, you ain't nobody ever gonna rob you in Dubai. You ain't, bro, listen, let me tell you something. You go to Dubai, and y'all wonder why people are going to live in Dubai and live in these places. Because you ain't got to worry about none of this foolishness that y'all talking about in the United States of America. And guess what? You're going to get state-of-the-art care. When I was in Dubai, I had doctors that were like premier doctors from France, all around the world taking care of me. When I went to get my physical, all these things, they had the top doctors from around the world at these hospitals. Renowned. The hospitals look way better than any hospital I've ever seen in the United States of America. Take your ass over to Dubai right now and think I'm lying. You're going to get better dental care in Thailand. You're going to get better dental care in Vietnam than you do in the United States of America. You're going to get better dental care in Dubai than you do in the United States of America. Yes. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. But again, see, when you ain't never been nowhere and seen other things, your mind is only locked in on one thing. So that's why some people, they stay locked in on one thing. Right? Because they only seen one thing. So if all you seen is a neighborhood, that's all you think about is your neighborhood. You don't know nothing else. You've never seen nothing else. You have to be able to open your mind, open your spirit, and see other things. But when you got a guy like this talking about some, oh man, we'll have a threesome. Look at this, y'all. Trump jokes about having a threesome with his two beautiful grown sons. Now, this man has already made suspectful comments in the past about his daughter. Remember what he said about his daughter? This is the President of the United States of America. Remember what do anybody in this comment section remember what Donald Trump said about his daughter? They don't want to hold this stuff accountable, though, bro. They don't. They want to kick this down the can and don't hold this. This has to do with your character as a person. Your character has to do with your leadership. Imagine a president talking like this around your youth? Think about this. He's a president on national TV, bringing this to your youngins. I'm telling you the real. No cap in this. Remember when Donald Trump was on The View? Remember what he said about his daughter? Donald Trump was asked on The View. This is back in the early 2000s. Y'all can go look it up. It's on the internet. It's on YouTube. He was asked, how would you feel if Ivanka posed for Playboy? And you know what he said? I don't think Ivanka would do that, although she does have a very nice figure. What? That's your daughter. I've said if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. Think about that. That man said about his own daughter. And people ain't got no problem with the morals and ethics of this guy. Right? Think about this. He says, Donald Trump said this, right? Right. He joked that he would have a threesome with his grown sons by awarding them and himself the Congressional Medal of Honor. As I see my two beautiful sons, he said, sitting here, I think I'm going to give one to myself and one to them. We'll have a threesome. I'll pick out one of the two, and I'll give them the Congressional Medal of Honor for something. Trump, he said this, right? Talking about the teleprompters wasn't working. This is the type of references your president's making out here. Think about this, but he's supposed to be the leader of the land. Shout out to my boy Hot Rod in the building, always showing love. Oh, Hot Rod, no, I ain't lying. Hot Rod in the field. My nigga Hot Rod, he in the field for real, nigga. He in the field for real. He know I ain't lying. He know I ain't lying about this shit. So when I tell y'all this stuff, that's why I said what I said. It's easy to put somebody else life in danger, situation in danger, when you ain't got to go out there and stand on business. How quick would Donald Trump be to send them people out there? And Hot Rod said he in Kuwait right now. That's my brother right there. $100,000, that's my brother. Hot Rod said he in Kuwait right now. Hot Rod will tell you, I lived in Kuwait. One of the best places I ever been. Love Kuwait, man. Love Kuwait. Right? Everything gonna be relaxed. Right? Chill. You ain't got to worry about the day-to-day politics out there. Right? Good weather. You always gonna have a good weather out in Kuwait. People just don't know this. They never, you know what I'm saying? They never been these places. You never been these places, you never know. But when you got a guy like this who will talk like this, who will put out jokes like this will let y'all know every single thing y'all need to know. Hey, we always appreciate the support, and if you guys want to do so, you can use the Cash App or PayPal links. They'll be in the description box below this video or pinned at the top of the comments. The top donators will be announced every month. All right, you guys, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all cop the merch, and make sure that you get the weight loss formula. The links to that will be in the description box below this video. Check out our next video coming up right now.